with the Southern Regional Education Board. And I am from West Virginia. I'm a former high school English teacher who was then brought in as an English teacher at a technical center and spent 9 years teaching in the technical center classes. I was actually a push-in English teacher. And now I have been with SREB for 8 years, and I work largely in career and technical education. But I've been working with centers in Pennsylvania and with Philly for about 8 years as well. So I'm super happy to be here. If you notice on the bottom of this slide, I have a bit.ly code, but I can also put this into, sorry about that. I can also put this into the chat. And this is going to be a action agenda that you can use. It'll have all of the links and things for today, as well as I did give you a link to the slides because you might need them when you go out and do if you're working in on your time where we just kind of go back and forth to do some private work or some personal work as we work through this. I would love for you to please remember that this is a work session together. So if you have any questions or comments, or you want to add anything or whatever, please feel free to throw things in the chat, to unmute. I would love to hear from you. So once again, this is going to be kind of a workshop that we are going to do to address creating or revamping our syllabi. My email address is on there also, so please feel free to use that. But I would like to start off today with a Slido. Let's just have a little fun and just get involved together. But if you would go to the slido.com and put that code in, or if you would do the QR code, and I would love for you to name a candy that describes you and why, because we're getting close to Halloween, right? Trick or treat. So I'll go first. I'm a Snickers because I can be sweet, but I can also be salty. So let me hear some of what kind of candy would you be and why? If you've never used this app, it's one that you can put right into your Google Slides. And it is a Slido, and it is a great interactive tool. It's got lots of different things. You can do ratings, rankings, open text, word clouds. But it is one that once the students get your code, you can go about and do things. You don't have to change over to a different window. And it's just a great way to have some participation online. Or you can even do it in the classroom if you put it up on your smart board, and you can start things out that way. It's great for entrance tickets or exit tickets. So I haven't seen anybody get in yet. Let me know if the code doesn't work, if you're trying and it doesn't work. Think of candy bars, think of gummy candy.
Okay, I did it. So see mine up there.
Okay, perfect. Yes. So I have a Twix. Somebody says Hershey Kisses, no reason.
I was just testing to see if it would work, but I put Twix because I have a twin sister.
Ah,
There's two of us.
perfect. I love the rice soaked in the tears of my students. Make sure you try to tell me why you like that, but I love the Twix. That's great. Are you right or left?
I'm left.
You're left. Okay.
I'm left-handed. She's right-handed.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so got to be the left Twix.
Juanita, are you talking about the code for the game or the action agenda?
The game.
Oh, okay. Can you see it now still? It's up in the left hand.
On the left side of the screen, you can scan the QR code.
Got it. Thanks.
Somebody said I would be saltwater taffy. I'm sweet. I bend and don't break. I love that. Beef jerky, because I live to eat, and savory is my favorite flavor. I love it. I love it. Kit Kat, I need a break. You know, I love to do this. I will pour candy out on the tables for the students and let them pull apart. You know, obviously they're going to be involved if they get to that candy. But, you know, there's like nerds and smarties and all kinds of things. It's really a great way to ask, to find out a little bit about your kids. Like, how do they identify with something? Even though they're doing something in a funny way and they get to eat candy, you'll be surprised how much you can find out about a person based on the candy they like, what candy they would be, and why. So I appreciate you playing along. Okay, so let's talk about our why. Our why is that during the SREB look into Philadelphia district schools, one of the pieces of data that we found was that to the answer of course syllabi are in place for all courses and contain essential information for students and parents. As you see here, we had 45.5% report that there were no syllabi or only one provided. 41.6% were in place for most programs, but lack essential program information. And then we had 12%, almost 13%, that was in place for courses containing most essential program information. One of the great things about this piece of information is that this is a quick fix. We understand too that it might have not been reported correctly in your class, or if you weren't there that day, or whatever it is. Course syllabi are something that are super useful for you and your students and your parents. And it's also a quick fix to being able to put them into our programs. So the benefits of a syllabus, there are really tons. And when we first think of syllabi, a lot of us think about those, if you had college classes, those college classes that had these long syllabi that you never paid attention to. And then when we get into becoming a teacher and we are asked to make a syllabi, it's one of those checkbox things. But what I really want to share with you today is that it is a tool that can really protect you as a teacher in really having the classroom and the program that you want. And it's another way of really being able to stay in touch and to have parent and student outreach. So the benefits of a syllabi, and these are right off of your website that you have in the District of Philadelphia, and I'll show you in just a moment, but that you have clear expectations and rules for the class. It's a way for you to start off your program, just really laying out, this is what I want. This is what we're going to be doing in here, and to start off on that foot. If the tasks and units are clearly marked, it can be used as a college credit articulation document, which is so important to be able to have those articulation agreements. When it's signed by the parents and guardians, this can be used as leverage when dealing with lots of different situations. I think we all agree that one of the most common things that we hear from parents, guardians, and students is that, I didn't know. Well, if you lay it all out at the beginning and everybody signs it, they are signing it to say, I am aware. And really, students do respond better when rules are clear and consistent. Even the students who fight against it the worst, even the adults who fight against it the worst, having parameters and knowing our limitations and where we function is really a form of being safe. I'm going to throw this in because I do a lot of work with trauma-informed classroom management and trauma-informed education, is that students at the very bottom, human beings at the very bottom of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, have to feel safety. And that allows their brains to get rid of some of that cortisol, to relax enough to say, these are my expectations. And as they relax, then they can come into the Bloom's taxonomy of learning. So really something like a syllabus provides that safety net, that safety, you know, where we're going to be performing. That's a safety thing for trauma-informed education as well. So it really is more than just a document. It is something that's going to help you teach your students to the best level. So one of the things I want to really think about, and one of the things that we're going to work on first today, is that I really want you to think about your audience. Once again, this form, this document, this syllabi, is something that allows you to speak as the instructor to the student and to the guardian and parent. So this is something where we want to make sure they really understand what we're trying to say. So a syllabus should be used as a contract between the instructor and the student and parent. We're both signing it. We're both saying this is what our expectations are for. The Literacy Project and the National Assessment of Adult Literacy reports that the average reading level of parents and students, if we combine everybody together, the average reading level is about a 7th to 8th grade reading level. So if that is our audience, if that is who we are sending out our syllabi to, we want to make sure that the information and the language in it is written in a 7th to 8th grade level. If the syllabi is used as that contract, in order for us to expect them to abide by that, it really needs to be in language that they can understand. So real quick, just to take a look, you have your CTE teacher resource page, and it's so full of good information. This comes from your district, and it's just packed with information. So I just wanted to make sure that we knew how to get there. This site address is on your action agenda, and I want to go out for just a moment and show you what that action agenda looks like. Make sure I'm sharing the right screen here. There we go. So that link at the very beginning of the presentation and also in the chat is a link to the action agenda. Also right here is the link to the Google Slides that I'm showing you. So I want you to make sure that you have all that information. The link for your instruction site is right here, as well as the syllabus template that we're going to be using that is from the School District of Philadelphia. So we aren't reinventing anything. We're using all the resources that you have at your fingertips already. Okay, so if you go to that link, you're going to want to go over to the curriculum and PAL. Then once you get to that tab, you're going to want to click on the CTE Curriculum and Instruction Google site, which will take you to the site that looks like this. And finally, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll get to the link that'll send you to the syllabi. And so that's where you're going to be able to find the information around syllabi, as well as, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think that the syllabi template is on there as well, isn't it, Kelly?
I believe so, yes.
I think so. If not, it's on the action agenda.
And then there would be if they want to bookmark this site too, just to make sure, there's a lot of valuable resources to your point. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Okay, so as we work, my suggestion to you, if you don't already have a template that you use, or if you have a template that can be confusing, I don't think you have to use this template, but it really is a great template to use. So you have a copy of the template syllabus template. And once again, I can just go ahead and put that in chat for you too, but it is also on the action agenda. So there you go. And what I would do is I would keep that up with you on your screen or somewhere so that you can have easy access to it. And as we work, you can copy and paste and put it right into that. So when you click on that link, whoops, it should look a little like this. This is the very beginning at the top, on the right-hand side. And so it really is just a place where you can go and plug and play. And it really is a fantastically made template. It's very, very just step by step. And it's very, really extensive on everything that you'll need to have in it. So let's start out first. This is going to be one of the most important areas. This course description is really going to explain to students and to parents what your course is really all about. So when we're writing a course description, we need to make sure that our description does several things. We want to make sure that our students might be interested in this course, even if it's a required course. Everyone wants to know what's in it for me, right? So let's take this opportunity to let them know this is how you're going to be interested in this course. And as we all know, anything in CTE, anything, whether you go into it for a career or a job or whatever, anything that we learn in a career tech situation is going to be helpful to us in our life. Just bottom line. So why should I be interested in being involved in this course? Also, where does this course fit into the curriculum? So if it's a course that's required, where does this fit into the curriculum? Where are you going? What's the precursor? What's right after this? What part of the curriculum does this fit into? and help the students to understand the types of work the course will have them doing so that you know what to expect. Once again, when we're talking about the trauma-informed student, it is very disconcerting to not know where and what you're going to be doing. So this is another opportunity to make that student feel comfortable and safe and really knowing what is going to happen. So once again, remembering writing our course description, the average reading level of an audience is a 7th and 8th grade. So it's very simple if you go into your course content or your textbooks or whatever, and just be able to copy and paste that standard description in. But the problem can be is that it could be a very difficult to understand course description. I don't know about you, but when I read them, sometimes I'm thinking, who are they writing these for, right? So I want to go down here first, and then I'm going to go back up to those questions. But from our the PA DOE site, on the left-hand side, you'll see a description, an instructional program that generally prepares individuals to apply technical skills and yada, yada, yada. But if I change that whole description to an 8th grade readability level, then you can see that this is a little bit easier to understand. The great thing about it is that we are living in the age of AI, artificial intelligence, and while that can be scary as heck, it's also going to be very helpful to us because we might not understand and have the ability. I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't know if I could just take a description and create this 8th grade readability thing. I don't have that ability, but you can do that with with AI. So if we go, and I was told that you do have access to Magic School AI, so I'm going to go over here real quick. I have too many things open, as you can probably see. I want to make sure I'm sharing the right page. Yes. All right. So Magic School AI is free, and everything I'm going to show, well, there are some paid things on it, but I have a free version. So anything that I show you is going to be a free thing. So if you look down on Magic AI, and if at any time I'm talking and it doesn't look like what I'm talking about and the screen are on the same, that's because I'm not sharing the right screen. So say, hey, Deb, make sure you're on the right screen. So I'm looking at the purple AI screen, Magic School. And if you go down to all the tools, you're going to see lots of different things. So you can do a text rewriter. And a text rewriter is one way you can do it. You can put the text in here, and you can actually go here and say, rewrite this for an 8th grade readability. So you can copy and paste, or you can actually click the little, I can't think of what the word is, paperclip, and you can upload things from your computer. You can also add in YouTube videos. Okay, so you can actually do it that way. And I don't think that's the one I used. And I swear they put this, there it is, Text Leveler. So Text Leveler, once again, you can literally take it and put it at any grade level that you want. So you can put it 7th, 8th grade, whatever grade level, and you can copy and paste your stuff here. Once again, you can also click on the paperclip, and if you have it saved in your Google Drive, you're able to do it that way as well. When you paste that in here, so if you want to use your course description that you already have written or one that's already written for you, you can pick copy and paste, and then you can click generate, and then you will have an 8th grade readability level. So even if you want to just check something and make sure that it is on the appropriate level. Are there any questions or comments or clarifications about Magic School AI? Make sure. Okay, so so Sam says that Magic School works inside the school district too. So that's something you definitely want to use. It is not related, Maximilian, to the Magic School Bus, but I will tell you, so many people refer to it as the Magic School Bus AI. It really is a very helpful tool. And once again, you know, if AI is here, we might as well use it. So let me go back to in your action agenda to help you when we go off to do a little bit of by ourselves work here in just a moment. You can click on questions to help draft a course description. So once again, this is the time where you really have the ability to, in writing, get students excited about being in your course, get parents and guardians to know that you are going to be able to be excited and understand. So these are some questions that might help you. So even if you do have a course description from your curriculum or from your textbook, you might want to also beef it up with your own personal information. So these are some questions that you can ask. And once again, they are on your action agenda. I don't know. Zoom is being crazy today. Everything's freezing up. Are you guys having any problems? Okay. All right. Make sure I'm on the right screen for you. Okay. Course descriptions. Okay. So it's already time. It's time for us to go off for a few moments and really work on your course description. So I'm going to give you about, let's see. We have until 2 today. Quinita, is that right? We have till 2. I think she's muted.
Yes.
Oh,
We
sorry.
have until
Thank you.
2. I'm sorry.
No, I was trying to balance out the time. So let's just start out with 12 minutes right now. And I know that's not a whole lot. And if we need more time, we can go back. But I'm going to be giving you a little instruction and then a little work time. So really trying to make sure you have some work time. Let's say 15 minutes. Let's say 15 minutes. All right. So I want you to take a look, review the course description you already have. And if you don't have one, getting ready to write it. And I would like for you to write a course description for each course and enter it into your syllabus template. I would love to come back and hear from you all as you start to write them. Any ahas that you have, any questions, if you want us to take a look at your course description. And remember, you're allowed to use Magic School AI in your buildings, in your schools. So please feel free to use that. I would pull up your course descriptions. I would pull up your sample template, and I'm going to be right here. So if you want to turn off your cameras, if you want to mute, however you want to do it, but I'll set a timer for 15 minutes and we can start. So anybody have any clarifying questions before we go into our 15 minutes of work time?
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead. For some reason, it's like,
I don't know why it's echoing like that.
okay,
But-
go right ahead.
If you're working for the school district of Philadelphia and they have HRT programs in all these different schools, shouldn't the syllabus thing be the same for everyone?
It should be close to every, yeah, it should be close.
Like,
for
shouldn't we
sure.
just use the school district, what they put down for their explanation of the course?
That is a Kelly and Juanita question.
I mean, that's what I've used, but I think,
Lisa, you could have a similar syllabus.
no, I'm saying in my syllabus, what the beginning, the entrance, what the course is about. The same as what the school district has.
That's fine. If, you know, and for some schools, you know, it may be a detail or two more specific, but no, that's fine.
That's what I
Yes.
would think, since we're all teaching the same thing, kind of,
Mm-hmm.
or have the same
Absolutely.
agenda.
Teaching
Yeah.
the same skills. It just differs how you do it, but you're all teaching
Right.
the same skills.
Okay,
Right.
I just want to clarify that, make sure that I'm okay doing that, because that's what I originally just did in my syllabus.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just
Sure.
copied the whatever the school district one and wrote it into my thing. All right.
And maybe something you might want to look at is the readability. Do you think that the readability of that one is really difficult for students and
No.
parents to understand? Okay,
No, I don't think so. I
perfect.
think it's pretty simple.
Okay, so take this time and you're more than welcome to kind of work on other components of your syllabus. And then we'll come back at 1:14.
Deb, I have a question. Not just no.
Absolutely.
Hey, I'm one of the IDSs. So this, I'm looking at your document. I guess it's your agenda, and I opened the link that says PSD CTE PD.
Let me see. Because it's very, very possible that I have messed up something. Okay. Which one here, darling?
On your
Is it in number 2?
number 2, yes, the
Mhm.
PSD. Yeah,
The Google site?
whose site is that?
That is from that is from it says Philadelphia School District.
That's our site, Najma.
Well, why does it say PSD instead of, first of all, why does it say PSD instead of SDP? Because that confuses me. But also, I never seen that site before in my life.
That's something,
So-
is Sam on here still?
Huh?
Is Sam on here? Because I am
He jumped off for him. There he is.
gotcha.
Yeah, this has been up here for a while. We went over it
Right,
in a couple
because
of
it hasn't
collab
been
meetings.
updated since 2022. If you scroll down, everything
Yeah, I know.
2022.
It needs to be updated, but there's a lot of stuff on here that we put up there. So
Who created it?
I did.
Oh, well, when were you gonna tell us it existed?
I already did. We went over this at one of the collab meetings.
I asked my other IDSs, I was like, any of y'all ever seen this page? And they're like, mm-mm.
All right, well.
So it's great. I love it. And I love the fact that it's there. I'll point my teachers to it, but it did confuse me because it says PSD, and I always correct people when they call us PSD, and I say we're SDP.
STD.
And I think we
Okay.
should probably be consistent with that.
Afternoon, PFD, sorry,
Ms. Smith, that is one of the things that I have, I heard from teachers is that they might not have heard or knew that this site was, and once again, people, whether we've heard it or what, but I wanted to refer to this often in the PDs that I do in the coaching sessions, just so that we know that the resources are out there.
Yeah, that's a great point, Deb. And it is one of those things where like we have so many things in-house that like we forget we have or we don't know we have or whatever it is. And just getting in the habit, because I ask questions where I know, you know, Bob puts stuff out and all that stuff and I forget that it's there or whatever. So just getting in the habit of like using it and bookmarking it and that kind of thing.
Yeah, Kelly, I think that's important, because there are some things, and that happens to all of us, you know, and I feel like from COVID on, we have so many resources that we put online and do things, and it is very easy to forget them. So I was just getting ready to do, I'm going to be presenting at the PACTA conference next week, and I pulled up some old stuff and I found some things on there that I love that I had forgotten about. So I really want to try to revisit this and make sure that I'm always bringing these things up. Also, as some of the coaches and things, if you think of a resource that is in Philadelphia School District or the School District of Philadelphia, let's make sure that we bring them to light so that we can share them together all the time. Patrick, so if you go on Magic School, I was showing you, there is a place to do a syllabus on there. Are you wondering where we go to just do the opening, or do you want to do like a whole syllabus? What are you thinking,
All right,
Patrick?
so I'm on the homepage of this Magic School.
Okay,
How do I get it to I want to have it generate a syllabus for starters, and then I'm going to look at it and see if I agree with it or not.
okay. Let me go here. Now, you do have a syllabus that is provided by a template by the school district as well.
Yeah, well, we have a syllabus too.
Oh, okay. You just want to see what it'll do.
The syllabus, we have the template. Now I want to see what this AI tool is all about.
Yes, sir. Let me get there for you. And all right.
And just while you're walking him through this, I will say this, Mr. Pfeiffer, one of the things that I like about AI, I don't use Magic School as much as some of the other AI tools, which I'm gonna start using this one because I hear it's really excellent for educators.
It is.
One of the things you can do is you can either start from scratch, but you can also take the syllabus that you have and see if it can make some updates and changes and kind of, you know, maybe streamline it or change
Yes.
the layout or make it, you can ask all kinds of questions of AI like, hey, make this more reader friendly or make this, you know, whatever. So just some of the ways to play around with AI.
You're absolutely right, Kelly. And I love the word that you use, streamlined. That's absolutely a great way to use it. So, Patrick, so I went to Magic School AI, and as I'm showing you right now is the syllabus generator. And so you can put in there, you know, whatever grade that you might have, and you can put the subject.
How did you get there?
Okay, so when I go back and I opened up Magic School AI on the very beginning, do you
All right,
have
I'm
this?
there. I'm
You're
on that
here, okay.
screen.
So you can do one of two ways. You can go and search the tools at the top. And so if I do that, it'll automatically bring me to the syllabus generator. So I just typed at the very top syllabus and it pulled it up for me.
I'm not getting the syllabus generator
Okay,
window.
let's see.
It says 0. It says search results for syllabus 0.
Well, that's weird. Okay, so let's go to, I'm going to scroll down. Let's see if we can get to it easier this way. So I'm going to click on planning.
Oh, wait, where you at, planning?
Let me see if it's in. That's okay. I was just seeing if it's in there. It's not, it doesn't
Oh,
come up.
wait, now it's coming up under planning.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. And see, it doesn't come under mine like that, so it's hard to tell. So are you at this page?
Okay, yeah, now I'm there.
Okay, so you can put your grade level in there.
Will it allow you to do multiple grades?
It will not allow you to do multiple grades, but just do one, and then
Okay.
you could always go back and do 11th, and it'll change it up for you. So you'll just fill out those little things there, the course description. And once again, if you see that every one of these has a paperclip. And if you click the paperclip, you can actually upload things from things that you already have in your Google Drive or on your computer.
You don't have any sick relatives, you don't have any sick children.
All right, so I guess I want to upload the performance assessment log in there.
You can do whatever you want in here. And so if you go down and continue to do that, then it's going to, like, there's a course outline. So what will the course be covered? So you can either type things in, or you can pull things in from other resources that you have. So if you just want to mess with it and you want to copy and paste from your syllabus into this one, you can see what comes up with.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me see what I can get this thing to spit out here.
It's pretty impressive, the things that it'll do. It really is.
Time to work smarter, not harder.
That's right, my friend. That's exactly right. And that's the thing that I want teachers to understand is we don't want it to take over everything, but it really can make your life as an educator much easier by doing things like this faster so that we can be allowed to teach longer in our classrooms.
I mean, I like it because it can provide like a framework for me. And then once
Yes.
I get a framework, I'm like, okay. And I like to see what direction it goes in because sometimes I need to rein in my thoughts and my ideas
Yes.
a little bit.
Well, Kelly, I'm a big picture person and I always have been. And so I struggle sometimes the small steps to get me to my big picture, pie in the sky, creative brain things. And so that's been one of the things that helps me. And if you just look at this, one of the things that I love about Magic School AI, and listen, I am not, I have nothing in Magic School AI. It's just one of my favorite tools. One of the things that I do love about it too is that it has a Magic Student. So if you see at the right, top right corner, there's Magic School. This is for teachers. And if you click Magic Student, there are tools for the students to use. Once again, we know that students are using AI. So it's a great way for us to teach them how to use AI responsibly. So it can help them to research things. It will give them feedback on their writing so that they can make it better. Like, so if you want to have them put their resumes or their cover letters in here, it will give them writing feedback to help them make it better. So I know a lot of CTE teachers will say to me, because I'm an English teacher by trade before I got into CTE, and a lot of CTE teachers say to me, Deb, I'm not a reading teacher, I'm not an English teacher. So this is going to be a help for you to get those cover letters and those resumes really, really well done for those kids. It's a great place to use to help them when they're doing their CTSO competitions, to be able to get some feedback and things like that. So there's a lot of things there for the students. But once again, for teachers, there's so many things. There's choice boards, which is one of my favorite things to use with students. I know we're getting off the topic a little bit, but there are a lot of different things down here that can help you. There's an IEP generator that can help you get ready for an IEP meeting. A standards unpacker, if you're like struggling to figure out all that's in a standard, those are great things. A YouTube video summarizer. You can put a YouTube video link in there and it will summarize the video for you so that you don't have to go through and watch every single video in order to find one that you would like. So just a super, super helpful tool. It even has a teacher joke generator. So if you want to be a jokester and give your kids jokes, it has that for you.
I could have used this when I was going to Temple.
I know. You're absolutely right.
And like Mr. Pfeiffer, I've taken tasks and run them through and created student worksheets, and then I match them to the presentation for the teacher presentation. So it's a really helpful tool.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's just so much. There's so much in here that'll help with. And once again, even like survey creator, you can create surveys and use them with your students or with your PLCs.
How about emergency lesson plans? Can it create that?
Yeah, I don't want to say it, but yes, sir, there are ways that you can do that. Mr. Mills, can I help you, sir?
This question isn't really for you, but
Okay.
does Sam know, has this been approved for students, or is this one of the ones that has not been approved for students?
Good question for Sam.
Are you speaking about Magic School or are you speaking about
Yes.
Magic School?
Yes.
I don't know if it's been approved for students. I don't think it's meant, to, have the students on there, but it's more of, let's say, a resource for teachers to use to develop, assessments, rubrics, different, items. So yeah, I mean, like it's still unblocked. I haven't gotten word yet, whether or not, we could have students on here, if that makes it more clear.
And I think that is something that is like on more of a teacher discretionary, like kind of.
Yeah.
I am extremely open to it myself because I don't think it's going to go anywhere. So I think being able to use it as a tool as opposed to, and for students as a learning tool, it might be really helpful. But again, it's very new. So like being able to kind of manage it and how, that those pieces have not, been worked out yet, I'm sure.
I use it all the time, but I was still under the impression that this was one of the ones that, and Deborah was talking to about the section for students
Yes,
and all the things there. But if we can't use it, it really doesn't matter.
true. You're absolutely right.
I noticed a research assistant on the student page, which would be super helpful as kids are starting to do projects and
Yes,
particularly senior projects. But if they don't have access, that's sort of
right. Right. Yeah, and I know it can be, if not, and you're not sure how to help kids get started on research, it might even be a tool that you could use to then get information to give to your students. It's really something that you just want to play with and find out the things that it can do. I just have been doing a lot of work with AI. I do sessions all over the country with AI and CTE. And I have to say that this has been one of the most helpful ones that I've been able to use in the classrooms.
Just its ability to translate something into Spanish for me is
Yes,
a necessity.
absolutely. Absolutely. It is super helpful. I'm just answering little questions up here. So Roman says, I believe the Gemini is the flagship AI approved for student use in the district, according to EdTech. As per the AI Cornerstone Training, Understanding Data Privacy and AI Fundamentals. So thank you very much for that information. Okay. So we are at time for our work on our course descriptions. And I think that we've had some good conversation wrapped around what AI can do to help you with this. And once again, as long as you're allowed to use these tools, use them to help you out. Before we move on, does anyone want to share or ask questions about your course descriptions? We've had a few questions already. If there's any, problem solving, anyone want us to look at anything? Okay. Feel free at any time to stop us and ask questions. I love that you're asking questions. This is fantastic. Vivian? You said hello in the chat. I was wanting.
Hi.
You want to try again? I don't know why it was being. Oh. Can I delete VGene? Let me see if I can find you there. It is not going to let me do that. Let me try another way here. No, it will not let me take you out for some reason. Do you want to try to unmute one of them again and see if it helps? Kelly, you might have to do that since this is your link.
Sorry, Deb, say that again.
That's okay. Vivian Rogers is on here twice, and she wants us to take out Vivian Jean so
Okay,
that she can unmute and talk.
gotcha. Give me one quick sec. See if I can,
Oh, you did it? Okay. So
oh, she
can
did
you,
it. Okay, got it.
yes. So can you unmute now and say, did you want to say something?
No, that's what I was trying to ask. Thank you so much.
Got it. Got it.
Yes. Thank you.
Ms. Rogers, I think that it is more friendly too. It's user friendly. But I haven't, I'm sorry, I said Ms. Rogers, Ms. Smith. Magic School does seem friendlier to me. It's one that I'm more familiar with. I haven't messed with Gemini too much, but I do like Magic School. It just seems much more streamlined for teachers. Okay, John Stewart, you put something in the chat. Did you want to share about this?
Yeah, this is my current syllabus for today. I don't
Okay.
know if I can check it out. I don't know if it's good enough.
Did you just make it, or is it one that you
Yeah.
already have? Let me see here. I got to see where it opened up for me. I think as long as you have all the components, it's fine. Yeah, so as we go through, I'll take a look at it, and as we go through, I'll make sure the components are there. Okay, so let's just go on to the next section real quick so we have some time. Course objectives. Once again, this is an area where they may already be in whatever the district has provided you. This is just really helping you to answer, did they get what they were supposed to get out of this course? It's what they should be able to do or should be able to know by the end of the course. So some of the steps, some of the best practices with course objectives, if you're looking to write them or rewrite them or just review them, is to begin with an action verb. Whoops, I'm not even on the right page, guys. Sorry about that. So writing course objectives, you want to begin with an action verb, unless you're like students will be able to, and then the action verb. The verb should denote the level of learning expected. So sometimes I see a lot of objectives that just say students will be able to know Students will be able, those kinds of things are so vague. It's very hard for us as educators to measure. And really, these course objectives should be able for the student to be self-reflective on these too and say, am I able to apply this? Am I able to organize? Am I able to test? Am I able to produce? And so those are conversations that you as educators can have together. Those verbs are also very important because a lot of those verbs are what we see on like NOCTI tests and things like that. Those verbs are what students will be able to see and connect with. This is how I'm going to show what I know. So when you're looking back at your writing course objectives or at your course objectives, make sure that if you want your students to identify, that you use the verb identify. So ask yourselves, what do I want the students to be able to do or to know? And you can utilize Bloom's taxonomy to help you with this. So if you're talking from the very bottom to recall and identify, all the way up to evaluating. So this is in your action agenda as well, but I really like, there's tons of Bloom's taxonomy charts out there. So this one really I found was very helpful because not only does it give you the name and the verbs, but it gives you a definition and sample behaviors. So once again, if you're going to write a course objective, you'll say students will explain the purpose of Bloom's taxonomy of the cognitive domain. That's what they're saying, but that's how you write an objective that is measurable for your course. When you are creating these course objectives, this is just kind of a guide that can help you make sure that you're covering these things. Making it meaningful. You don't want to list out every single thing that the students are going to be doing in the course, but you want to identify that essential learning that's going to be happening. What is the purpose? What is the goal of the students taking this course? Make sure you're making it measurable. So using those verbs that are going to be able to be assessed. Make it distinctive. What new learning is going to be specific to this course? So the course objectives for level 1 and then level 2 are going to be different because you want to just cover the new learning that's taking place. Also, make sure that it's lined and consistent with what is happening in your department, in your school, district, etc. And finally, making sure that every single learning objective that you have is paired with a learning activity. How are you specific? If the students have to be able to demonstrate how to build a foundation for a house, there needs to be a learning activity specifically to that. So these are examples. Learning activities for interpreting electrical and mechanical schematics to correctly install or repair HVAC systems. That is a learning course objective for an HVAC class. So these are 3 different learning activities that are going to absolutely measure that course objective. Oh, I have some questions in here. Let me stop for just a moment. You're having them do the foundation, Mr. Lawrence? That's great. Great minds, my friend. A Freire model for students to be able to tell me they have a good understanding. Yeah, so you can absolutely do a Freire model for vocabulary to show that they're doing it. They're not doing it well, Mr. Lawrence? So go to AI and say, give me learning activities that I can do to help my students build a foundation for a house. And that will help you. That's where I got these, by the way. I got these, I just put learning activities for this, and I got this because I don't know HVAC, so I wanted to make sure that I had some things down. So it can give you an idea if you get stuck with those kinds of things. So the syllabus should include learning activities for all the objectives. I think it would be interesting for the larger products. Yeah, larger projects to have some type of learning activity in there so that the students and the parents can see what kinds of activities they will be doing. For the larger projects, yes. Thank you, Sam. That was a good thing to point out. So we can try it. On your action agenda, you should have something that says sample course objectives for career and technical education courses. So this is in your action agenda, and this is just something that is guiding you as you go. If you might already have them written in your syllabus, but these are some examples of ones that are written in student-friendly language. So once again, remembering that we want to make sure that those course objectives are not only understood by us as the professional, but by the parents and the students who are going to be using these to see what we're going to be doing. So you can use those to guide you. And your challenge with this next step, this next set of time to work, is to create, and I said a bonus. You might want to think about looking at one learning activity to go with each course objective. And one of the things about that is a twofold. It can help you to make sure that you're really saying, this is what we're going to be doing, and you're going to be assessing it, but also to show students and parents what kind of learning is going to take place. So I challenge you to take some time. Let's do a 10-minute time where we're going to look over our course objectives, making sure that we're utilizing Bloom's taxonomy, and maybe since we'd only have just a few moments, creating like 3 to 5 course objectives. So I'm going to put us on a timer. Are there any questions or clarifications as we go into this time? So let's take 10 minutes. So I will come back at 1:41, but I'm right here to answer questions if you want to talk while other people are working.
So Deb,
Yes, sir.
I put all the information in for that syllabus generator
Uh-huh.
and I hit go and it popped up and it disappeared right after it popped up. Where did it go?
Oh, no. Let's see. And you didn't hit anything like delete or anything like that. You just hit generate.
Close out any of your screens or anything, or
It might have put it up in a different screen.
maybe, or are you able to see what you put in and you can copy and paste and do it again?
Because it should just be right there.
I clicked output history and it says no output history found. I don't know what that means. Is this AI user friendly?
It really is. Yes. Let's see if there is and you clicked output history and it didn't have anything there for you. Like if you go down and you have all. It's not there for you?
No, now it's giving me a bunch of prices. Magic School free, $8.33 a month. Or custom. Whoa.
Let me see here.
Deb, let me get your credit card numbers here.
I don't even have the bought version. I have free.
Still set up. Get SRB to share that credit card so we can all get the custom one.
I don't even have the custom one. You can see right here, mine's free.
Who do I got to talk to? Marty?
Marty. I'll tell him you ask about him.
All right.
Let me see here. I don't know why you got that, but I'm just gonna put some stuff in here and see what happens.
Is anyone else having issues with the AI tool? Just wanna. Mhm.
I don't know. Mine showed up. So I just wrote a few things in there and then it came up and gave me a rubric and things like that, sir. I'm not sure.
Oh, Mr. Pfeiffer, did you try to do it again?
I'm typing in now in the search bar. Nothing. Nothing, but it just, a minute ago, it threw me over to some YouTube video, how to use it. How to use the Magic School.
So it seems like you're clicking on stuff that's in the left hand. It's like taking you
There's
to the
not much I haven't clicked on yet. I'm hitting everything, trying to get this thing to work.
I think you just have to scroll down. If you scroll, no, not inside the white box. There you go. Inside the center white box, where it says
Okay,
course objectives and required materials. Oh, there you go.
that's mine though.
Oh, that's yours. Okay.
Yeah. I was just seeing if it, once I hit generate, if it was going to take me somewhere else, but I'm not sure. Do you want to share your screen with us and let us see?
Well, I'm on my desktop.
This is the
The CTE
SREB
resources and the Magic School.
So there was a CTE. What's it called? Like a CTE Teachers workshop
Mm-hmm.
collaboration thing, online PD, virtual PD.
Uh-huh.
We are doing our CTE fair here. So we don't have to log into this, but they did send the link to everybody in case we have downtime while we're not talking to a person.
Where are they covering?
Oh, it looks like they're going over like the stuff that people are doing, you know.
Oh, it's like
You
a
know
big
what I mean?
town hall just for CTE.
Yeah, so this is everybody in from like all over. See, Barry's on here, but he could be talking to like I was just talking to that young lady.
Oh, okay.
He was
Yeah,
just on.
I'm gonna log in.
So like we're on, see Mills is on, he came back in and out. So we're like popping in and out. They know that we are doing our CTE high school fair. Yeah, you
For Edison teachers, we're also recording too.
Yeah, you got it.
Did she know? I'm sorry, I don't know if she knew she was talking, so.
I'm not sure either, but I
confused
just
and
wanted them
saying
to
no,
know
she
that we're
didn't.
also.
I just quit, I don't know, I'm not sure, but, I do know that, having the, one-stop, doc and the presentation is gonna be super helpful for people to refer to.
Thank you. And Hughes, if you could pass on everybody at Edison that if they're not able to make it, we're recording a session too.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Yeah, I just texted her, told her to mute, and also I'll be in and out also because
Okay. Thanks.
let you know.
It's usually me who's talking while on mute, so.
I love it.
Max, I was also thinking Magic School Bus too. So great minds think alike. But I know you already knew I was thinking that.
Magic School Bus. So we have about 20 minutes left. I want to go over a couple more things. I know we don't have as much time as we could use for this. But a couple things that I want to go over real quick. Career outcomes is something that I would love to see, and it is on the section. There is a section for that on the Philadelphia template for Syllabi, of where you can have what kind of outcomes can students have from this course. And the reason I wanted to talk about this specifically is that a lot of times our students can either be put into programs that maybe was their second or third choice. It could have been that they got into law and public safety and they decided they don't want to be a police officer. So there's all kinds of situations that happen. And I think one of those things is that when a student comes into a program and it might be their second or third choice, or they decide they don't want to be a welder, they don't want to be a chef, they can become very either outwardly unmanageable or mentally unmanageable, being that they're not tied into the course. So this is a great place to let students know how can they use this course to have a job or whatever it is. So instead of us just having our students think, if I go into law and public safety, the only thing I can be is a police officer. This is a great place to really list down lots of different avenues and things that students can do with the knowledge of this course. So even if it's not going to be used for that primary job, perhaps, this is a great place to show them other things that it can be used. So I know a lot of our courses the first year, a lot of that information can be taken to various different places in life. So it helps students stay engaged in your classes, even if it wasn't their first choice or if it's not their first choice for a career. So a lot of the questions we hear, once again, I decided I don't want to be a blank. Why should I stay here? Why should I do the work? None of this applies to me. What else can I be with this information besides whatever? So it's a great place to once again help you. Oh, thank you, Roman. I appreciate you. To help you just let the kids and parents know why bother taking this course. I do have some places in here. My Next Move. If you've never done that on ONET, it's a great place. It's a great resource to see what kinds of jobs, money, things like that. You can pinpoint it right to your area. Career One Stop and even Chat GPT. Put it in there and say, give me all the careers that a student can use with this course. The meat and potatoes of this, I'm going to go ahead and go to this one, this is where you want to set down your academic, attendance, and behavior standards that you want in your classrooms. This is where you're going to show the parents and the students exactly what it is to be in your class. This is your chance to be able to create the environment you want. This is also where you can think out so that you can respond to things that happen in your classroom instead of having to react to everything. Because having to react to everything is very exhausting for educators. It's traumatizing. It wears you out. It takes care of that whole thing of, I didn't know. Yes, you did. You signed the paper. Parents know expectations ahead of time, and it just protects you. This is my classroom. This is my program. This is what we're going to do. And if you're going to be in here, this is what's expected. One of the things that I didn't necessarily see in our template, but one of the things that I really love about some syllabi is when we provide a statement of our grading approach. Why do you grade the way that you do? And so you might want to take a look at this. Even if you don't include a statement in your syllabi, it might help you to really wrap your mind around, how do I want to grade? How do I want to, like, should I make things weighted? Should I not make things weighted? And it helps you to provide a grading scale to break down your individual assignments. So it really makes you clear. There are guiding questions to writing a grading philosophy in your action agenda. And it might look something like this. I believe that grades are a way to help you learn and grow. So you're talking directly to the students through this. you're helping them to understand this is how I grade and this is why. So this one was done once again with ChatGPT or Magic School AI, done in actual student-friendly language. We'll use different activities to assess your understanding, like projects and quizzes and discussions. So it's a great way of introducing your academic section of your syllabi. So once again, you might not want to put it in there, but it's a great way to help you think. When you're thinking about your grades, your final grades, there's lots of different ways. You can do it by category breakdown. You can do it on a rubric-based breakdown or a task-based, well, I can't even say these, task-based break. It's like saying rear-wheel drive. I can't say that either. But it's a great way to think, this is how I want things to work out for my grading. For your academics or for your attendance, you want to obviously follow the guidelines of your district. And this link takes you to the School District of Philadelphia's school policy, the attendance policy. It's linked on your action agenda, but it's also on that website that we started out with. Are you going to add anything to the guidelines? Like, do you want to give students points for attendance? You know, so there are things that you can add to entice students to come to class. And finally, behaviors. This is where I say, close your eyes, literally close your eyes and think about your perfect classroom and lab environment. What makes you smile? What makes you cringe? There are things that drive us crazy as educators. We can't help it. It's who we are. When I was in a classroom teaching English, I could not stand the little fringes on the piece of paper. With kids would rip them out of the things. It drove me crazy.
English
So I
teacher,
created a
love it.
policy and a procedure that there was a pair of scissors with a string tied right beside where the kids turned the papers in, and they could cut those off. So these behaviors, this is really what, you know, what procedures make your classroom safe and the flow of work happen. And outline that, brainstorm about it, go and look at other behavior procedures, just see what it is that you want to make your classroom work for you. So the last few moments, we have about 14 minutes. So let's go out and start adding some things to the academic, the attendance, and behavior policies to your template. If you look at the Philadelphia one, let me get back there. I'm going to click on that template. If you go down to that section, here we have the academic expectations, and there are examples. We have attendance, and we have behavior. So they have, this template has a lot of things on there for you to think about. So you can use this template just to simply put and plug and play your information. You're just going to go over to File, make a copy, and then you can start editing right into this document as well. So you don't have to start from scratch, but it also gives you some ideas of things that you want them to do. Cell phones, always a situation. There are a lot of districts and schools now making sweeping cell phone regulations. That depends. But this is where you get to tell students and parents what you absolutely expect in your classroom. So let's take some time, go over and take a look at your syllabus. And we'll come back a couple minutes before we quit. I'm going to look at Mr. Stewart's while we have a few moments. Mr. Stewart, I think what you gave me was a lesson plan instead of a syllabus.
Just as we're in the process of wrapping up and everyone is still working, if you have the ability to, if you are already finished, the QR code is up there for the professional development survey. So you can continue to work. You can also, this is something that would have to be done at the very end. If you have time, if you're already done and you want to start working on the survey, please do so.
Yes, absolutely. You have access to, there are several other resources on the action agenda that I gave you. The link for this survey is also on that action agenda at the bottom. And you also have the slides. My next session for coaching, the optional coaching session that I'll just have a link open all day and you're welcome to pop in, will be October 11th. And if you want to continue to work, or you have some questions, or you want to mess around with Magic School AI or whatever it is, pop in on October 11th and just spend some time with me, however much time you want. We can work on whatever you need to work on. But I just have really loved being able to work with you. And just once again, remembering from today, more than anything, what I want you to remember is that Syllabi is not just a checkbox thing, that it's something that can really be useful to you. It's a way to promote your program. It's a way to have outreach with your students and your parents. It's a way to solidify what kind of program you want to have. And remember that it needs to be student friendly and it needs to be parent friendly, that people can read it and understand it. If you have nothing else left today, I can take on questions. I can stay on for a few moments. Please make sure that you do the survey. And I just thank you all so much, especially those of you who ask questions. I love it, love it, love it, love it. And you just have a great weekend. Stay dry if it's rainy out.
Thank you, Debra.
Can you guys put the survey links in the chat?
Please.
I can, yes.
Also, the chat, I did put the syllabus, the proper one this time. If you
Oh,
could-
okay.
Thanks. I'll take any pointers.
Absolutely. Here is the survey link in the chat.
Please, please, please do the survey. It's very important. It's linked to your Act 48. I'm going to stop the recording and we can continue to work.
The name of the session was, I'm not sure exactly what they
Oh,
had.
here, let me look. I can look. Give me one quick second. Well, this is titled, it's like SREB workshop. Long as if you put SREB workshop in there. I'm going to stop the recording.